Yo, yo. Hello, hello. Hey, everyone. Welcome. What's up? Nice to see you. Hello, indeed. Hi. This is Jacob here. Can you guys see me okay? What's the crack? Welcome. Hey, everybody. Yo. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. Welcome indeed. This is an Instagram live stream. And it's good to see you here. Wow, 3,000 people have turned up. That's a lot of people. Where in the world are you listening from and watching from? Let me know. It's wonderful to see you all. It really, truly is. It's just great. Welcome. This is my room. I'm in London. I'm back home in London, and we're up to 4,000 people. That's amazing. Welcome. What is up? I'm Jacob. Hi. Yes. Hi from China. What's up? Hi from London. Arizona. Fantastic. What's up, Frank? Yeah. Good to see you all. Near Vancouver. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. Orlando, Florida. Good to see you. Vienna. Superb. Cool. Newport Beach, California. Very nice. India. I love India. Indonesia. Oh, wonderful. Scotland. Brazil. Tremendous. Ireland. Oh, nice one. That's not too far from here. It's not too far. Morocco. Nice one. Brazil. West London. All right, now we're talking. West London. France. Hey, what's up, Laura? Yeah, okay, cool. Justin Lee, what's up? Oh, well, everyone's here. All the wonderful people are here indeed. Let's see, Texas, cool. Nice one. Brilliant. This is so cool. Look how many people here. This is absolutely bananas. I can't fathom it. I mean, it's invisible. You're here in silence. So, Czech Republic, Chile, India. Superb. Lincolnshire, India. So, Japan, okay, I mean, I could go on. Brooklyn, yeah, okay, nice one. So anyway, I'm Jacob, and what we're doing today is hanging out together. That's what we're doing today. I'm also going to be, I'm just going to be signing some posters. See these posters here? That's me on the poster. And there are some things around the edge. There are some words around the edge, which I put there. And I figured that it might be nice just to catch up with you all, because I haven't done Instagram Live for ages. So it's good to see you. And I'm going to be doing a little question and answer. So basically ask me whatever you want, and I'm going to be signing these posters. And if you want to, you can buy one. That's the idea. One of the ideas about this is that you can buy the posters I'm signing here on my website, but it's completely optional. You just don't have to. You can also just be here and hang out with me, because it's good to see you all. Cool. All right, it's so nice to see you all. So any questions? Because this is your moment to do that. And I think there are actually some questions that are already coming up in the question section. Let me see if I can get a good position. You like my trousers? I really appreciate that. That's really nice. Question: how are you? I'm pretty good, actually. I'm quite jet lagged, if I'm being definitively honest. Quite jet lagged. Where did I buy the sweater? Well, I bought the sweater never, because it was a Christmas present from my mum, who's making supper in the other room. I say so myself. She is. That's what she's doing. So that's the vibe. Okay, here I go. Ready? I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna put it over here. And this is what we're gonna do. Okay, this is gonna be good. That's a ridiculously cool sweater. I really appreciate that. It's very kind of you. What did I have for dinner last night? I had pizza. That's the truth. Turkey, what's up? A good book of modern harmony. I haven't really read very many books on harmony, so I don't know if I can recommend a good book on harmony, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you should write one. That would be cool. What's a song that has touched you since the beginning of the year? There are a few of them. A good friend of mine, his name is Ethan Gruska. He just released an album today, a little EP of piano music. It came out today, and the second track on that one is called 2. Is phenomenal. It's just like groundbreaking and defines the piano for me. In one day, he pulled it off. So there you go. Ethan Gruska's new album. That's one thing I'll say. Laura, what are you doing? Okay, so Gent now ASAP. I appreciate that the suggestion. That's cool. Deep frozen, self-made, or ordered pizza. Forgive me, I actually ordered one from afar, supporting local businesses in this difficult time. So yeah, that's what I did. Someone's Jesse Volume 4 ? And the answer to that question is yes. Just Volume 4 is indeed, but soon. Well, actually, maybe not that soon, but I'm working on it. That's what I'm doing. I'm working on it. That's the truth of the matter. Come to India. I can't wait to come back to India. That's going to feel very nutritious indeed. And I would maybe say that my two favourite gigs I've ever done in my whole life were in Mumbai at the end of 2019. There was just a crazy energy in that room. And I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to do it again. What genres would you say your music falls under? That's a difficult question. What would you say? I don't know. I'm a staunch non-believer in genre. To be frank, I think genre is quite 20th century, and I think nowadays music is quite unlimited, and it can exist in a more unlimited space than ever before. And a lot of my favourite musicians tend to combine all sorts of different sounds and styles. Like Lauren Ravula, who's in this chat, Ravula, she does that. She combines all sorts of interesting ingredients in her music across many different genres, and that's why I love it so much. Okay, cool. How did I not know you were British? What? That's with no question mark and in capital letters. And I don't have a comment of that. I mean, I've been British for a long time, as long as I can remember, and so I don't know how you missed the memo. It's bizarre. I don't know what's going on with that. What's up, Guy? Guy's in the house. Fantastic. You'd sound great on Hammond organ, Jacob. Thank you very much. I love the Hammond organ, but I've never really got to mess around on one before. I'm quite intimidated by proper Hammond organ players who are real, like, absolute sort of beasts. And yeah, that said, it feels like the right thing to be doing. All that footwork, crazy. Right. Someone, Thomas Islands, is asking, what guitar do I have behind me? I have two guitars behind me right here. This one here is a Taylor. It's one of the little Taylor guitars, and it's tuned. Sorry, that wasn't very good. It was tuned to an open tuning of my creation. Well, actually, I probably didn't come up with it, but it's tuned to it. It's tuned to E and B, F sharp, A. Actually, that's normally tuned to A, but it's B now. B, B, E, like that. And with the tuning like this, you can do all sorts of kind of finger stuff, which is really appealing in open tunings. And I'm not very good at like normal guitar tuning, so I tend to tune in open tunings. And who's the Onion Girl? I'm not going to tell you. That is a secret. It's a secret. I'm not going to tell you. What am I doing? Some people are asking, what am I doing? Well, if you're just joining my Instagram live stream, first of all, welcome. And second of all, what we're doing is I'm signing some posters, and you can buy them. It's just completely up to you if you want to or not, but they're available on my website. And I'm going to do a swipe up after this live stream, so you can go and get them. But these are basically your posters. So yeah, if you want one, then that's cool. That's totally fine. See you in Stockholm next year. Oh, I can't wait to come back to Stockholm. The last time I did a gig in Stockholm was probably in 2017, and it was bananas. It was really fun. And so soon, I do miss touring a lot, and I'm excited to come back. When are you going to come to Argentina again? And then we've got lots of hearts and Argentina flags. The answer to that question is I'm not exactly sure, but hopefully really soon, because I just love Argentina so much. It's one of the most beautiful and life-giving places I've ever been to. It's also the only place I've ever attempted a stage dive. And I did that about 4 years ago when I was playing with the one-man show. And turns out there's a bit of a technique to stage dives that I didn't have together. But the technique is that you kind of run up and you go backwards, right? But I didn't get the memo, and so I sort of just hopped in forwards with my feet into the audience. And, I mean, people were very accommodating. They sort of caught me, and then we just had a little boogie together. But yeah, next time. Buenos Aires is one of the best places to play music, and the crowd is so incredibly musical and so incredibly energetic. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully very soon. Keep the questions coming, guys. And don't mind me, I'm just gonna keep on signing away here. Okay. Yes. Do I have plans to come to Korea? Actually, I do. I can't wait to come back to Korea. And I don't know exactly when that's going to be, but hopefully it will be within the next 2 years. And if you want to, you can reserve tickets for the show in Korea on my website, because you can do that now. I have ticket reservations, even for shows that aren't announced. Some of the shows are announced, but for those that aren't, you can reserve tickets for them, so that when they are announced, you can have them. Yeah. So that's cool. Someone's saying, "Oh my God, am I left-handed?" And actually, I'm not. This is my right hand. But you were fooled by the mirrored image of the Instagram live, and I don't blame you, because I've been fooled by that in the past as well. But you know, it's all good. You know, it's all good. Yeah. How do I deal with COVID and everything around it? Oh, that's a big question. Well, it's a game changer, isn't it? It's a perspective bringer. It's a perspective remover. It's a chaos creator. It's a doubt bringer. It's a time manifester. It is a global tragedy. It's a revelation. It's all sorts of things. I think for me, I've enjoyed the space and the time that it's created, and I've also struggled with the sort of four walls syndrome. I mean, I do love this room, like, very much, and I've been making music in this room for 26 years, because I would love to walk in here. But you know, every room it can get a little exhausted after a little while. So you know, I'm just grateful to be healthy in here. I guess that's what I'd say. What's my favorite mode right now? My favorite mode right now. You know, I used to be like a Dorian guy, and I was like, man, Dorian's so cool, and like, man, the natural six is so bright and blah blah blah. But you know what's really like royal is Aeolian. I think that having a flat six is really gorgeous, and I like the way that the ninth, or you could say the second, and the flat six fight each other. I think it's quite romantic, and it's more romantic than Dorian in some ways, because Dorian, it's like, you know, but then Aeolian is like richer, because it has like slightly less sort of resolution built in, and so I think it gives me more. It's more pretentious for surprises, and feels nice and dark. So I guess I'd say Aeolian right now. Great question. Great question. What chord should I start jamming on right now? That is really not my decision. I mean, you should. That's your decision. But if I had to recommend one right now, I'd probably say like F, E flat, A flat, D flat, because you just can't go wrong with that chord. You know. That chord is like real nice. It's really juicy, and but also quite transparent and quite simple. Yeah. So this is good. Diminished, someone says. That's fine. Do I ever get burnt out? Oh heck yeah, I do get burnt out. I get burnt out every day because I have such a fast-moving mind that. My mind will take me on a journey, and then in a matter of minutes, and then I get burnt out from that little journey. In a bigger sense, though, yeah. Also, I do. I think everybody goes through phases of getting burnt out, and I'm learning how to protect my space a little bit better, because I think when I was a little younger than I am now, I'm very old, but when I was young, I used to just kind of expend energy without thought. It would go woof and woof and woof. And then I would really get tired, especially on tour, because I'm quite an introverted person actually. And first time I went on tour, it was really interesting and challenging, because I'd never done the thing before with people there. I'd done it a lot on my own, and I'd worked out the sort of alchemy of stuff on my own. But touring was a whole new kettle of fish, and so I had to do a lot of protection of energy within that environment too, and also sort of catharsis and enjoying it coming out. So. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Someone says 7_0_4 says, I want to discuss life with you. Thank you. That's really nice, and I guess we can do that. And I guess that's kind of what we're doing right now. Will we see more work with SZA? Oh, I should think so. I can't say too much. But you know. Have you heard of pet sounds? Someone's saying, oh, absolutely. Pet sounds, by which I mean, rather than literally sounds of pets, I assume you mean the Beach Boys album Pet Sounds from 1966, or I think it was 66, and Core Blimey. It's one of the greatest albums of all time. Wouldn't it be nice when it goes to D in the middle? Come on. Down a minor third. I mean, you can't go wrong going down a minor third in a song, but the way he does it, maybe if you think there is an I listened to that the other day. Brilliant tune. Amazing. I'm a huge Brian Wilson fan. Thanks for asking. Let's see. Dude, what food do you like? Limoncello. Delicious, nutritious food. Let's see. Wow. Oh, there's lots of great questions here. Have I heard of Mid-Air Thief? Actually, I have heard of Mid-Air Thief. Mid-Air Thief is killing. There's that tune Seismic something? Core. That's a good one. I like Mid-Air Thief. That's cool. I'm glad that you know Mid-Air Thief. Feelings about Pure Imagination from Willy Wonka. Well, I have lots of feelings about this. Dodie's here. What up? Come on now. Pure Imagination is one of the greatest songs ever written, and you know why? Because it starts with do-do-do, which is also the intervallic structure of the beginning of the song, Close to You. Why do birds, birds? And there's also the Jacob Collier song, Don't You Know? Sticks and Stones. I just think that's a great opening thingy, and that's why that's why I like it. That's why I like it. Jet lag's setting in here. Yes, I love Pure Imagination. It was one of the first songs I ever arranged as well. I did an arrangement of Pure Imagination when I was about 17. In fact, I was 17, and it's on YouTube. You can listen to it, but only if you want to. Can you give a brief lesson on key changes? Can you change to other key? So, what key changes do you prefer? Key changes. Well, if you want a secret weapon, a key to the castle of key changes. Do you know what? I'd recommend exploring. Let me tell you. I would recommend exploring diminished chords, and I'll give you a quick explanation as to why. Look at this. Okay, so if I change my camera around, this is my piano. This is my hand, and this is C major. So the thing about diminished chords is that so this is a triad. It's a 3-part chord, a triad, and a diminished chord is this. And a diminished chord is a chord where all of the notes in the chord are the same distance apart. So minor third, and minor third. And there are actually only 3 diminished chords that exist within the piano, because that's the same as that one. See, there are only 3. Every diminished chord is I like to think of it as a 4-way crossroads, because the thing about diminished chord is it leads you to loads of different places. And a good way to think about this, actually, if you want to, is if you lower any note in any diminished chord by a half step, or as we say in the UK, a semitone, then it will lead you to a different location, and it's a bit of a sort of shortcut. It's like a life hack. So check this out. This is C diminished. If I put the C down to B, it takes you to E. If I put the E flat down to a D, it takes you to G. If I put the F sharp down to an F, it takes you to B flat. If I put the A down to an A flat, it takes you to D flat. Now, can you believe that? Can you believe that? I'll show you one more time. C to B goes to E. E flat to D goes to G. F sharp to F goes to B flat. A to A flat goes to D flat. And that is really, really cool. And it means that when you're playing and you find yourself at a diminished chord, you can go anywhere you want to go, absolutely anywhere. And it's a beautiful thing, because diminished chords are actually kind of fun, and they're in a lot of songs, especially old jazz standards that I really like to play. And so, man, it's really capacious for room, because basically every diminished chord is a dominant chord in disguise. So you can seriously navigate in like exciting, extraordinary ways just by using diminished chords. And actually, you know what else is cool is that every dominant chord, is a diminished chord in disguise. So actually, the insane thing you can do then is every time you play any dominant chord, you can also translate it into a diminished chord, which takes you to a different key. You see? G7 is actually a diminished chord, which is actually this, which is actually that. Or G7 is a diminished chord, which is actually that, which is actually that. Or G7 is a diminished chord, which is actually that, which is actually that. Or G7 is a diminished chord, which is actually that, which then goes to, what's the one I haven't done? C. Yeah. Boom. Come on! So yeah. And obviously, dominant chords are just triads with a dominant thing on it. So basically, every time you play a triad, you're playing a diminished chord. And so every single chord is every single other chord. Period. And when it comes to harmonizing stuff, you can do whatever you want. And I think there's this misconception within education that like certain chords are right and certain chords are wrong with certain notes. But like, let me tell you, every single note works with every single chord. That's the truth. It's actually true. You can do whatever you want to do. In fact, let me just quickly explain. Okay. Let me quickly explain that, because like, you know, this is important. This is important stuff. So if I sit down for a sec. So, good evening. And what was I going to say? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, harmonization. So this is G. Oh, I sing at home. Oh, I sing at home. Oh, very nice. Thank you very much. I miss doing that live, man, because live you get the whole audience. Come on, good stuff. G goes with every single chord, right? G. But let me just. G. C. Yeah, it's fine. E flat major. It's cool. Let's see. E minor. A minor 7, F major 7, D major, E flat 7, over D flat, you can say E flat 7 over B flat minor 7, A flat major 7, F sharp 7, you could say E7, or this kind of E7, or D minor 7, come on, yeah, G sus, or C sus, or F sus, or B flat sus, or E flat sus, so yeah, basically every single chord, like C. Yeah, I mean, I could go on. Yeah, C major, C minor, and then every single bass note. And you just have to be careful. So when look at the viewer count going up. Yeah. So my point being that every single note is compatible with every chord, and once you realise that, you can have loads and loads of fun. And another thing that's really important, well, it's actually, nothing's important in music other than doing what you want to do, ultimately. But you can, if you think about pivoting, it's really a good idea for reharmonization. Because, like, say this note is G, for example, and if I'm in E flat major, say I'm in E flat major, here I am, right? I'm just dreaming around, right? And then if I'm a G, then you know what G's also do? Hey Kimbra, you know what G's also do? G's also in other keys. For example, C. So I'm in this world, E flat major, right? Oh, sing it. Oh, you're singing. Oh, and then we're gonna go. Oh. You see that? We pivoted with one note as part of one chord. Suddenly you take that note and it's a part of a different chord, and then in a different world. And so a lot of the magic of harmonization is taking a note, finding it in a new context and building a bridge from one world to the next. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful feeling to do it. And a lot of harmony is about momentum, you know, so it's like controlling the momentum from one world to the other and stuff, you know. So when we think about arranging and harmonizing, often we think about making sure that each note in every chord has a little journey of its own, you know, like the madrigals, or like Bach. You know, you take 4 melodies, you put them together, and they create harmony. And because harmony is just the relationship between multiple melodies moving at once, right? Am I right? So if you have control over all the different voices, then you have ultimate power to be a storyteller, because you can do whatever you want. And if you compound knowledge with freedom, then you're really talking. And I think freedom is way more important than knowledge. Like freedom of thought and freedom of experiment. Being fearless is like crazily important. with music, because a lot of people sit around worrying about, crikey, like this note is wrong, or what if this note, it doesn't sound good, or what if I'm bad, or what if there's a right way of doing everything and I'm not doing the right way of doing everything. It's just, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can make anything possible just by doing it, I think. And it's definitely harmonically, and you can contextualize or recontextualize melodies and songs and intervals and chords, and you can do whatever you want. You can literally do whatever you want. And if you realize that, it's just so capacious and so fun, because you really start to dig the immense potential of kind of every sound in the context of like music and stuff. But for me, like the harmony thing is that got me first. That was like my teenage crush. It was one of my teenage crushes, and it was good to explore it, and I'm still exploring. But anyway, I diverge. I diverge. That was just a little thing about, and I don't know if you're just joining or something, but we were talking about diminished chords and how diminished chords are very powerful, and how liberating they can be. I should have put the lid on my silver Sharpie pen, but diminished chords are heavy. But I used to be like really obsessed with clustery chords, lots and lots of notes together at the same time, and like playing these dense structures. And then and now I just crush on triads all day long. Like I just love triads. And so, aces for spaces, whatever, I don't know what the saying is. But yeah, basically it's about freedom, and it's about momentum and control and play. It's about play. It's definitely about play. Oh, I apologise, I fell over just then. Hello, everyone. Hello, my name is Jacob. If you're just joining, my name is still Jacob from the last time I said it. And what I'm doing right now, if you're interested, is I'm signing posters. These are the ones I've signed. That's my signature. And I'm signing this one, right? That's the next one I'm going to sign. So you can actually buy the ones I'm signing right now. This is something I do every now and then. And it's a nice thing to do for me. And it's nice to catch up with you guys too. So yeah, someone's asking, am I still British? The answer is yes, I am actually. I am. My Britishness is maintained since I last checked. Yeah. Okay, someone says, Jacob, recommend a book, please. A book, please. So, my favourite books in the world are His Dark Materials. It's a trilogy by Philip Pullman. And it's about... so good. You may have seen the TV show that they just made of it, but you should read the books, even if you have, or if you haven't, because they're so good. So, I'd recommend His Dark Materials. Also, there's a book called The Inner Game of Tennis, which I really like, and it's about learning and ego and freedom. It's like everything. Yeah. So there you go. Someone says, "Am I fully human?" Yeah, I'm fully human. Fully human. So human it hurts. Yeah. Someone says, "Do I like Jamie Cullum?" Jamie Cullum was huge for me. I mean, the short answer is yeah, I love Jamie Cullum, but Jamie Cullum was actually huge for me as a teenager. Like he opened up so many doors with like within the world of sort of jazz vocab, but actually also songwriting. And his energy is incredible. And I used to watch him. I went to his gigs. I used to watch him play. I used to listen to his albums, and it really is beautiful music. And there's one song. My favorite song of Jamie's is called "All at Sea," and I really recommend "All at Sea." If you let's see, what interface do I use to make my pieces? Sibelius, Ableton. I've used both Sibelius and Ableton in the past, but actually most of the time I use Logic, which is now owned by Apple. It used to be owned by eMagic back when I bought it when I was 11, which actually I did. Well, I didn't buy it with my own money. It was a present. But yeah, I use Logic Pro, and I like it very much. I really do. And in the battle between Logic and Pro Tools, which perpetuates around my circles, I always stand by Logic because I know it and I understand it, and things I know and understand have to be true, right? So I have to be superior, because otherwise I panic. Let's see, Jacob, bestie. I'd love to ask, what's a hajanga? Moi. A hajanga. I don't think a hajanga is a singular thing, but hajanga in general is you know, the way of things. It's the Hajanga. It's the endless cycles. It's the joy of being alive. I guess that's maybe what it is. The joy of being alive. What goes up must come down. Yeah, stuff like that. Someone's asking, have you ever been part of an orchestra? And actually, I have. When I was about 14, I played double bass in an orchestra at the Royal College of Music in London in the junior department, and I was very, very mischievous orchestral musician. And I'm not very good at that thing. I mean, for example, I don't really read music very often. Like, I write music on manuscript more often than I read it, and even that's not very much. And I remember we were playing Finlandia, which is a piece by Sibelius, and I was playing double bass in the double bass section, and there's that bit in the middle where it's like, you know, the classic Finlandia melody, and I was jamming away, you know, and I got the dirtiest looks in my life from the other people in the orchestra and the leader of the department. It was just like, bro, there are some things you just don't do, and jamming along in pizzicato style to a great piece of classical music is one of them. And I didn't learn my lesson. I maintained my jamming, but I did it even quieter and even more like deliberately. And anyway, now I musically misbehave for a living, but back then it was all under the thingy, you know. Yeah, cool. Someone says, "Oh my god, I live in Finland." That's really cool. Let's see. Someone, Cream Undi 77 is asking, Tiny Tim acting story. Well, when I was 9, I lived in Budapest in Hungary for 6 months, and what happened? And I filmed. I filmed a film. It was a musical film of the Charles Dickens novel, A Christmas Carol, and I played Tiny Tim, who's the little boy in it, and it was really, really fun, and there were lots of great songs, and kind of end of story. I mean, it was an amazing experience, and I was really young to be doing it, but it was exhilarating and great, and I would recommend you do that if you want to as well. And you can actually watch the film. It exists in the world. It does. It exists in the world. Let's see. Recommendations for training your ear. Listening is the best way to train your ear. Active listening, conscious listening to things that you like and trying to understand them and figure them out, and also listening to people, listening to your friends and family and your comrades is a good thing to do. It's a good thing to practice. So yeah, I think, I mean, for me, that was how I learned music, was by listening to musicians I really liked a lot and getting every note of people's musical universe I had, like, in my DNA, in my mind, in my body, in my ear, and yeah, it's the way. It's honestly the way. Yeah. Have I thought about becoming a Hogwarts professor? Yeah. Not really. But I mean, never say never. Never say never. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Hogwarts is great. Hogwarts is a good vibe. It's a really good vibe. Yeah. If you're just joining, I'm Jacob, and I'm signing posters for you. And if you'd like to buy one, you can go on my website and buy one. That's completely up to you. There is no pressure. But that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm scribbling away here. If you're wondering what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. And while I'm doing it, we are having a conversation about life and other things, and basically whatever you would like to. Someone says, "You were all I need," in capital letters, which I assume is a quotation from my song, All I Need. Thank you. Alyssa, what's up? You're saying Hufflepuff or Gryffindor? For me, Gryffindor. Gryffindor. You know. I'm so brave and heroic and like trustworthy, stuff like that. Yeah. Hello. Sorry, I was just all sorts of other things besides. Would I dye my hair? Again, it's like maybe maybe on a crazy whim. Sure, I would. I don't think I would do it like for fun, probably, because I think my hair color is fine, and I endorse it. But you know, yeah. Jacob, what story behind naming your albums Jesse? Well, all of my friends, many of my friends call me JC. That's like my nickname, JC. It's actually my initials, as it's a bit of a coincidence. And so JC, such as like the one I just scribbled down on this poster, JC is me, and I identify as JC, and so Jesse was something that fell out of my mouth one day when I was thinking about it. And I've always loved the name Jesse, and so I wanted a character at the centre of this quadruple journey, and I figured Jesse is nice because it's like a refashioning of me, but it's not me either. It's like a separate entity, a growing a limb, you know. So that's what I did. That's why it's called Jesse. Talk about Joni Mitchell, please. Whoa, where do I even begin? Joni Mitchell kind of changed my life, and when I was 18 or 19, I was studying in London at the Royal Academy of Music. I was studying jazz piano there. I studied for a couple of years, and then I ran away to do other things. But one of my favourite things about being at college was the bus rides, like in and out of the academy. And so I would listen to like whole albums on the way, one album in, one album out, and it was a mad education. It was brilliant and awesome. And I remember I did like the whole of the Beatles from start to finish, and it was like, whoa. And then I did like the whole of Radiohead, and I did the whole of other stuff. And then I did the whole of Joni Mitchell, and the whole of Joni Mitchell was so crazy. It was such a journey for me because she went through lots of different eras and incarnations as an artist. And she started with that beautiful folk sound, right? And kind of changed that world or defined that world for a little bit. And then, you know, and then you fast forward a few years and she's working with like Jaco Pastorius and Herbie Hancock and Wayne Shorter and blah, blah, blah. And it's incredible. It's incredible to see someone so fearless, just doing that and bringing worlds together. And I met Joni actually once. I met Joni once, and I met Joni at the Clive Davis Grammy party in 2017 on February the 11th. And she was really, really gracious, and it was really amazing. It was really an amazing, amazing moment. She is extraordinary and very great. I'm reading the comments. Do I like Aphex Twin? I do. I especially love his very funny album cover of is the album called Formula, or is the song called Formula on the album? I can't remember, but it's just great. It's like a woman's body with his head on top. It's hilarious. It's good. Favorite Beatles album? Revolver. I think Revolver. Yeah, Revolver is the best because they were still thirsty, you know, and you can feel when people are still thirsty when they're making music. You can feel when someone's recycling their momentum, and you can feel when there's new momentum being born. And with Revolver, there's momentum being born like all over the shop. It just felt like they were onto something, and I think that's really special. Favorite Chick Corea song? Actually, one of my favorite Chick Corea albums is not super well known, but it's called Children's Songs, and children's songs are little compositions written sort of for children. I think they were written for children to play on the piano. They're very simple, but they're very, very quirky and very profound. I'd recommend you check that out. Children's songs, if you don't know it already. And I really like the first one on that album. How's everyone doing? I haven't asked you that one for a little while. It's good to see you. And yeah. I'm still scribbling away. That's what I'm doing. Let's see. There've been lots of great questions so far. Wow. Favorite John Martin song? That's a lovely question. John Martin wrote a song called May You Never, and it goes, May you never lay your head down, now that I'm old. May you never lay your head down and go. You know that song? Oh, such a good one. So that's my favourite John Martin song. And no, I don't know the words. I don't know the words to any songs. I just know, because I listen to the music. I mean, I know that's a silly thing to say, but honestly, I spend so much time being conscious of the musical elements that I sometimes just completely forget to listen to words, like period. I just forget to. So yeah. So that's the thing. Favourite chord on the piano. You know, one chord I like on the piano, not that I want the piano right now, but one chord I really like on the piano is like, it's like D, what is it? Like D, B, C sharp, F sharp, A sharp, That's a good chord. That's a really good chord. You know why? Because if the D goes up to D sharp, then it gets real beautiful, and if the D goes down to C sharp, then it's like resolved. You know? I know you know, so don't even try it. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. I really like that chord a lot. I used that chord. I've used that chord before. I used that chord in a song called In the Real Early Morning, which I wrote. And it's my favourite moment of the whole song, because it takes you from B flat major to like F sharp major. Or you could say G flat if you want. Yeah. Oh, it's really good. It's a really good chord. Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true. Everything you're saying is absolutely true. Completely. Do you recommend going to music school? I'm worried it won't make me a better artist. I don't think you need to go to music school. I don't think you need to go. It's completely up to you. I think that learning is something that you do for yourself and as yourself. And I think that education is something that other people do to you. And both have to exist at different points in your life. I'm very grateful for certain teachers in my life who came into my life at different times, but a lot of my best teachers were people who were either friends of mine or people I was listening to, like whose albums I was listening to. I think that sort of musical education can provide a pretty risky and dangerous set of values where there's like right and wrong, and this is the way you do it and this is the way you don't do it, and this is, you know, this is technique, and if you don't have the technique, then you're not good enough, and you're not blah blah blah. And the thing about the rules is that all the rules are arbitrary, and I think that people get tricked into thinking that the rules are not arbitrary, and they're real by the sort of psychology of music being taught or ingrained through an educational program or process. So in my opinion, I think that like learning happens on your own terms, and that you can absolutely learn on your own terms within an educational system, but you don't need to do that at all. And I've always had a bit of a push-pull relationship with education, because I really didn't like sort of musical theory and any of that stuff until like really quite late on, when I was maybe like so 18 or 19. I got like properly interested in it, because up until then it was just like, theory, you know, because I wanted to play music that made me feel really good, and music that I liked, and I was also a little bit impatient as a boy, you know, and wanted to create with my materials. I didn't want to have to stop collecting materials to like try and understand this theoretical thing. But I think what I realized is that there came a point where I wanted a high resolution understanding, or higher resolution understanding of music and my ideas. And in order to do that, I kind of found myself falling in love with like chords and wanting to define them a little bit, and time, and wanting to define time, and how you place things in time, and how people can talk about time, and in my communications with people that I really respected, I ended up sort of accidentally loving some of the sort of theoretical ideas, and I think that's amazing. And you know, you definitely don't need any of that knowledge to be meaningful or be good. And I think that sometimes the wisest musicians are the musicians who know the least about what they're doing. But I also think it's a myth that if you go to education, it will make you worse at being intuitive. I think that's not true. I think that if you have a vision or any kind of momentum or just an interest, then you can absolutely maintain a sense of self within the education system. But you might have to be a bit stubborn at times, because there will be people who say, this is how you do it. And if you do it a different way, then you're wrong. Or I'm right and do it the way I think is right and I'm the master. And anyone who ever tells you that they know all the answers has simply stopped learning. So you should do whatever you want to do. I don't think you need to do anything. But that's just me. And I am very grateful that I had a little bit of education because it solidified certain things that I was interested in at different times. So yeah. If you're just joining, what I'm doing, sorry if I've said this already, but I'm signing posters, and the posters of me looking very moody and broody, and around the poster are sort of lyrics of mine that I've written that I like, and they're just posters that I made in celebration of the Grammys this year and of Jessie Volume 3 and of just life. And so if you want to buy a poster that I'm currently signing, then you can absolutely do that. And basically you just have to go on my website and onto my merch store. I think they're on the UK merch store, and you can go and you can get one. It's completely up to you. Yeah, that's the end of the story. Can of beans, someone says. Can of beans. Yeah, can of beans. I had a can of beans earlier today on toast. Beans on toast. It's a meal that I enjoy to make, and I'm very capable of making it as a Brit. I'm just reading some of the questions. Keep questions coming, guys. Any questions you may have. Lowest note you can sing. Well, today I can't go too low. I think it's because I did a thing earlier on, a little gig earlier on. So I have been singing a bit, but it's not particularly low. I can E. Oh, E flat, fine. Yeah. Thoughts about Thundercat's harmonies? Grandiose. I like Thundercat. I think he's a super musician. And his harmonies are no exception. So yeah. So that is the situation. Would I like to work with any new choirs soon? Absolutely. Sure. Definitely. 100%. Have you got any ideas? If you could be an animal, what animal would you be? I've always had a real affinity with ring-tailed lemurs. Don't ask me why, but I just love them. I think they're really lovely animals, and I also really like Madagascar. And I've never been to Madagascar, but I've been to Reunion Island, La Réunion, which is off the east coast of Madagascar. That's a separate point. But I really like ring-tailed lemurs, and I think you do. I think you do as well, don't you? Yeah, that's what I thought. What do I think of Beck? I don't know why that made me sit up straight. Beck is really cool. He has made lots of really good music, and some of the music that he has made changed my life. There's an album called Guero. I don't know if you've heard this album, Guero. It's really good. And there's another album called what's it called? Beck. Mutations? Is it called I don't know. It might be called something Mutations or something. Anyway, Beck is really, really good. And that album Guero is just sonically, sound design wise, production wise, it's incredible. Yeah, really, really, really special. Really good. So yeah, thank you, Beck, if you're watching. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Jacqueline's here. What's up? It is Mutations. Okay, I'm glad I'm not going crazy. Erin, yeah, do you have a dog? Question mark, exclamation mark. So, yeah, I'm not going to answer that question. Do you know the real group? I actually do know the real group. They're fantastic. They're really grouped. Yeah. Any questions? Any questions? Any other questions? Excited for Silk Sonic? You bet I am. I'm very excited for Silk Sonic. Anderson and Bruno. Come on. What could possibly go wrong? Those guys are the best. The absolute best. What shows are you watching right now? Just finished Queen's Gambit. I know a lot of you have seen Queen's Gambit, but it's really good. It's just really good. It's really good. Ever play with Esperanza Spalding? I have actually never. I've met Esperanza, but I've never made music with Esperanza. She's extraordinarily good. She's really, really good. And her 12 Little Spells album, I don't know if you guys know that, but her 12 Little Spells album it's beautiful. I was just listening to it again today, and it really works. She like puts you in your body. It's fantastic. Well done, Esperanza. And yeah, a really, really, really special musician. Very sort of brave and timeless and infinite and very giving and very open, which I really like. These qualities I like. Favourite Keith Jarrett album? I assume you mean Jarrett, with 2 R's and 2 T's. And my favourite Keith Jarrett album is actually called Facing You, and it's a solo piano album he made in 1972. And I always talk about it because it completely changed my life. It inspired me to play the piano like Keith Jarrett did. It was like before he did Cone Concert and and defined himself. And it's a little bit like Revolver. I don't know if some of you maybe were around earlier on, but I said that my favourite Beatles album was Revolver because they were thirsty and they wanted to do the thing that they would then go on and do. And with Jarrett, with Facing You, he was thirsty to do stuff, and then Cone Concert was the quenching, but like Facing You was the question he posed, and that's really special, and I really, really love it. So check out Facing You. Is it called Facing You? Yeah, it is. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So there you go. That is it. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Yes, truthfully. Favourite Stevie Wonder album? So now you got me. I really love Talking Book. And I also really love... It's funny. I grew up listening to Hotter Than July. Hotter Than July is actually not hugely... well, I mean, it's well known, but it's not like one of the absolute classics. And it was from 1980, so like 5 years after Songs in the Key of Life. Yeah, there's some killing tunes on that one. As If You Read My Mind, Cash in Your Face. Come on, really, really good stuff. But Talking Book was like his thirstiest album for me. It was like, whoa, okay, he's like mapping out his universe, and like you could feel it. Something crazy is about to happen. So yeah, I really, really like that. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's some good questions coming through. Just keep them coming. Just keep them coming. Who is your hat dealer? I can't tell you that. Oh, I'm not gonna say. I can't tell you that. Favorite Michael Jackson album? Well, I mean, probably Off the Wall, because he's thirstier than Thriller. What is it about thirsty people? Oh, my legs are hurting. Oh, what is it about thirsty people? Off the Wall, he was just about to do Thriller, but it wasn't Thriller, so it was really energetic and charged. Music, that's what it was. It was energetic and charged. Don't mind me, I'm just stretching out my legs. Oh, the view count went up 100 because I stretched my legs out. Ooh, okay. Now I'm gonna put the back inside. Yes. How to get better at actually feeling what you're playing and to understand what you're feeling and put it into a musical context. Sing the notes and the chords you play. Sing the notes and the chords you play. Sing. If you sing, then you emote. It's like an instantaneous thing. That really helped me a lot. And I so loved singing in the chords I was playing that I started to sing the chords I was playing, and then I started doing lots of voices stuff. I'd recommend do that, and obviously experimentation. Just experiment with a feeling. For example, if you are at the piano like me, and you play this, right? Actually, let's put that down here, right? If I go, and then I go, and then I go, and then I go, etc. You feel your way through it because you're singing. You feel your way through it. It's like geography. It's like you feel your way through the chords. So for me, like when I started to experiment with chords with singing, then I started to understand each of the notes of the chords slightly more strongly. And after I'd done that, it was easier to identify with each note, and therefore with the motion of each note. And the stronger the motion of each note between the chords are, the more sort of sensitive and nuanced and high resolution your narratives can be. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes much sense. But yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, absolutely. Welcome back to my floor, and to my poster signing section, which is what we're doing right now. We're signing posters, and well, I'm signing posters, and you are, if you want to, you're buying the posters I'm signing just so you can have them. And you don't have to, but that's what I'm doing here. I'm doing these posters for you, and if you would like to get one, then you can. They're on my website, and I'll put an Instagram story later as well, so you can do a swipe up. Yeah, that's what you can do. So and so any questions? Any other questions? Let me know. I'll do this. I'll stay on for a little bit longer and hang with you guys, and then I might have some food. But this is really nice. Yeah. Are you, actually it says RY, gonna sell bear hat? Yeah, actually the answer is yeah, I am gonna sell bear hats. But I can't tell you about that just yet, but they're coming. They're really coming. For sure. Do I do my own mixes? I do my own mixes. Oh, Blake's here. What's up, Blake? Blake's asking chords that sound good with voices and not pianos. Well, I mean, the most obvious answer would be chords that aren't tuned to equal temperament, but that's too predictable an answer. So I would say most chords sound more interesting with voices than on the piano. Blake, who's in the chat here, is in a choir called Voces 8, and who are an amazing bunch of musicians and human beings. And Blake and I have had discussions about F major in the past. And Blake, I can't remember what your take on it was, but I can't remember whether you liked it or you loved it or hated it, but I quite like F major. And I think that if you sing F major, what was it that we decided? I can't remember what it was. Something like if you sing F major, it's more interesting than if you play on the piano. Or maybe it was vice versa. Or maybe we decided that F major is a little bland with voices. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I do like F major. Jason's here. Oh, it's our whole fam. Talking about singers. Jason Max Ferdinand's in the house, who is the conductor of the Aeolians of Oakwood University, and additionally the Jason Max Ferdinand Singers. And he's a magical man. He really is. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Thoughts on John Batiste? Oh, John Batiste. Well, first of all, he's the homie. He's the absolute homie. And he's one of my favourite people ever. His energy is madly contagious. There's this film that just came out called Soul, which maybe some of you guys have seen. I don't know if you've seen the film Soul. But Soul is a film... Yeah, are we going to stay there? Soul is a film it's about souls and death and jazz. And it's beautiful. And John did the music for it. He did the piano playing for it, and it was brilliant. And I really, really loved that. So much kudos to John. He's the man. He's also he's just a killing pianist. And we've had many a fun night in Montreux, Switzerland, listening to Keith Jarrett together and geeking out and transposing Keith Jarrett up 1.5 semitones and getting excited. You know, that's what friends are for. That's what friends are for. So yeah, there you go. That's the answer to the question. Any other things to say? Any other things to say? Let me know. Her. Favorite polyrhythm. Well, if you insist, I will demonstrate my favorite polyrhythm on this poster that I'm signing for you. If you, yeah. My favorite polyrhythm is 2 against 3 against 4 against 5 against 6, which I will now demonstrate on the fingers of my left hand. Ready? Go. Now I'm going to say them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Yeah? Okay. That's my favourite polyrhythm. Now, if you want your mind to be blown, then check this out. That polyrhythm, 2 against 3 against 4 against 5 against 6. Do you know what that is? That is a major chord slowed down. And I know, don't get like that. I know it's a big deal. It's a major chord slowed down because harmonic ratios. I don't know if you knew this, but the ratio of 2 to 3, right? If you go, 2 to 3 really, really fast, then it's a fifth, perfect fifth, right? It's just what it is. And 4 to 5, right? That's a major third. That's a major third. So the way that the harmonic series works, I mean, here we go. We're getting into the nerdy stuff. The way the harmonic series works is by a series of ratios. So 1 to 2 is an octave, 2 to 3 is a fifth, 3 to 4 is a fourth, 4 to 5 is a third, 5 to 6 is a minor third, and then they get smaller and smaller and smaller. And if you go, you hear those little baby harmonics that are within every note in your own mouth. Those harmonics are a set of ratios, of frequency ratios, and it's a crazy, crazy thing. But basically, and I don't have enough time to explain this right now, but properly. But if you take a polyrhythm, so something like 3 against 5, so one of my favorites, right? And you speed that up a lot, like 100 times, you hear an interval, a musical interval. That's actually a sixth if you speed that up. But yeah, a major chord is basically 4 against 5 against 6. That's what it is. That's the ratios of a major chord, and mind-blowing stuff. So when I do this, 3 against 4 against 5, 2 against 3 against 4 against 5 against 6 on the fingers of one hand, which is a little thing I just cooked up on my brain. I'm playing a major chord in slow motion, and that's really crazy. And I had this idea once that would be really crazy, which is that if you did that, if you had like that being something rhythmic in a song, and it suddenly sped up, like slowly sped up, and then it could become a chord in the song, and then you could do it again. Whoa! Ever heard of Shepherd? S-H-E-P-A-R-D. Shepherd. If you haven't heard of Shepherd, check him out. And you may have heard of shepherd tones. Shepherd tones are ridiculous, but basically a shepherd tone is an audio illusion where a note never stops going up, and it's basically like this. But the dynamics are really carefully done. So a note goes woo, and then comes in really quietly and goes woo. Actually, you normally have 3 notes, and this one's fading out, this one's fading in, and this one's going up, and it's just constantly moving. And shepherd tones are insane. There's lots of crazy uses of shepherd tones, like in film scoring, for example. Like in the film score of Dunkirk, there was an insane shepherd tone moment, if I'm not mistaken. But I've always been really interested in shepherd grooves, like a groove that never stops speeding up. And I made one. I'll play it to you. If my computer's going to turn on, let's see. I made a shepherd groove, and you may be interested to hear it. Just wait a second. I'm just going to load it up. Shepherd groove. Ready? Alright. One. Yeah. So the way it works is pretty simple. It's basically that within the groove, you got the groove at half speed. It's also playing. yeah, and then so it goes. It's a bad example if I try and sing it or speak it, but yeah, that's the vibe. A shepherd groove that never stops speeding up. And here's the catch: I once did this live. It was crazy, and I did it live with the audience clapping and stumping the rhythm themselves. The audience themselves made this rhythm, and it was. And I've tried it a few times, and it's only actually worked a couple of times. But basically, if you get a room of people going, you get a room of people doing this, right, and then they speed up. Everyone always wants to speed up. Oh yeah, let's do it, right? Then all you have to do is make one louder than the other. And then you fade out the quiet one. Right? And it works as a room. It's so fun. And if you ever have the chance to do that, I mean, it's the kind of stuff that I get a kick out of. But yeah, you can do it. It's possible to do it. And because of group psychology, everyone listens to the people nearest to them and responds to their like average time. And so, I mean, yeah. When I'm on stage, I like to do, I like to do things like that. I like to mess around with the audience and get them to achieve impossible stuff. And I do it with singing too. You know, get the audience to sing 3 notes, and I'll move the notes up and down with my fingers, and it's an interesting thing. A lot of it's just about sort of being quite confident about it and saying like, this is what we're going to do now, and not waiting to see if it's going to work. Just like trying it out. I have this inexhaustible sort of curiosity for things like this. So anyway, if you just missed it, then I'm sorry, but I just played everyone a shepherd groove I made, which is a groove that never stops speeding up. And Shepherd is a real person, and he initiated, I assume, shepherd tones, which are notes that never stop going up, like audio illusions. So that's the vibe. Thanks for nerding out with me. It's been fun. I'm gonna do one more little session of this, and then I might leave you to it. But basically, what we've been doing is, this is my room. Hello, and what I've been doing on the floor just now is signing these posters for you. And if you want a poster, then you can get one. In fact, I'm going to put the link in the comments so that you. So, link to if you want to buy a poster, then that's where you go. That's what we're doing. I'm just signing some posters, and then completely up to you if you want to. But if you want to, then you can go buy them at that link. So okay, any questions? Tell me what the vibes are. What are your curiosities? What have you been up to today? Where in the world are you? What is the temperature of the music room? 1,000 degrees. That's the temperature. Yeah, that's the that's the temperature. Anything else? You buy tickets for Amsterdam next year. So excited! That's great news. I'm happy you did that. I think both Amsterdam shows have sold out now. So you're wonderful. You're really great. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Baileys with vanilla ice cream, you know? Yeah. Indisputably. Rarely. You know. Yes. Best part. Thoughts on confidence. Thoughts on confidence. That's a difficult one. I think I feel the most confident when I feel the least need to change, which is something you have to guard, because a lot of people tell you to change in your life, to be more reasonable. So I think I feel my most sort of courageous and grounded when I let myself, because really you're the only one who can stop you doing anything, actually. But and I've stopped myself doing loads of stuff. But yeah, if I let myself be Jacob, then I tend to feel the most confident. So I think confidence comes in permission, and people who give you permission, and ultimately you giving yourself permission to be not what you want yourself to be, but what you are. I think that's where confidence comes from. I mean, it's a longer answer than that, really, ultimately. But sorry about all this crinking and cronking. Yeah, totally and utterly. Thanks for being kind. You're welcome. You're welcome. Best tea before a gig? It's a great question. So here's the thing about tea, right? I'm British, and so tea, I have a very high standard of tea, but I love, as I think some of you may know, I really love licorice tea. Licorice tea is a vibe, and chamomile tea is good too. And I have tea. Often I have tea on stage when I'm playing my gigs. I'll have tea in a little cup on stage, and I'll bring it out with me. And chamomile tea is good on stage, and throat coat tea is good on stage, and mint tea is good on stage. Other kinds of tea too. And so yeah, that's a good question. Favorite sound right now, because that's always my favorite sound. See you in Brussels. Oh, I can't wait to see you in Brussels. That'll be fantastic. Can't wait. I'm coming there next year. Throat coat tea represent. All right, cool. Fantastic. Yes. Can I sample that sound? You may. Have I tried mint and licorice tea? What a compound. Come on. That's absolutely where it's at. Mint licorice tea by Tea Pigs, am I right? Come on. That's fantastic. How are triplets possible if we can't divide evenly by 3? Well, we can divide evenly by 3, but it's more interesting when we don't, right? Like Gnawa music from Morocco, which I often talk about, does this lilty thing with 3s, where instead of it being like it's like it's a similar thing in like Great British folk music. Funny you should ask, but like like a train rolls like an egg, rather than but then people like grids, and there's this myth that like the grid is correct, but actually it's not. And triplets can be really flexible and dynamic and interesting if you let them be free from the grid. Yeah. So that's the vibe. That's the vibe. If you're just joining, this is the last time I'll say this, but if you're just joining, we're signing posters. I'm signing posters here for you with my own signature. And if you would like to buy one, then please click on the link that I've pinned in the comments. Because that's the way. Oh, the world. Earth, Wind and Fire. Earth, Wind and Fire. Let's see. Thoughts on Tiga and Harmacion? Yeah, I do like Tiga and Harmacion. I think Tiga and Harmacion's awesome. I really like his track, his song Vardava. It's one of my favourites. It really is. Do I listen to Hiatus Coyote? Boy, do I. Napalm is a genius. Totally a genius. A completely raw spirit of brilliance and guidance and light. Yeah. Earth, Wind or Fire. Fire? Okay, let's see. This is Jade Reen. He's asking, she or he, I actually don't know, is asking for a room tour. So that's what we're going to do right now, okay? That's what we're going to do. Welcome to my room. This is the door, and this is my reel-to-reel player. And if I turn around the room camera, then this is it. This is my room. Well, this is what I see every morning when I walk in. So I've got some guitars on the wall and some more over there. And the floor is quite messy. But anyway, here I am. Then this is my computer over there, and that's my window. This room is about 120 years old. It was built in 1906, so it's nice and old. These are the posters I'm signing for you. If you would like one, then go to the link in the comment pinny thingy. And then let's see, my drums are here, and my arpeggio is tucked away back there, hidey hole. These are the guitars that I was most recently using. My Mojave microphones, my U87 microphone, my room camera up here, which I like to do some live streams from time to time. The piano, which I adore. My blue Wurlitzer, which I also adore. Bottle of vodka, which is disguised as a violin. You wouldn't know, but it's vodka. And then a few different miscellaneous instruments dotted around. There's my window to the real world. My banjo up there. And yeah, that's kind of it. And then under here is just the most ridiculous amount of cable scrot that you've ever seen in your whole life. So yeah, that's my room tour of the day. That's my room tour of the day. I'm going to. Someone says, "Where's the 5th Grammy?" It's not here yet. Grammys take a while to arrive. There's sometimes like over 2 months to arrive. It's it's one of those things that sometimes you have to wait for. Hugs from Argentina. Oh, I love Argentina so much. I really, really do. It's good to have you here. It's good to have you here. Banjo exclamation marks. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah. Can I do an A flat 5? Yeah. How do I do this? This is such a stupid way of doing this chord. No, it's not working. Bobby McFerrin can do this, like you do 2 notes with your voice. I give up. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. That is the end of my that's the end of the story. That was not, so yeah, we're nearing the end of this Q&A because I need to go and have some food. That's what I need to go and do. And also you additionally, you look very hungry, and I think you need to go for a little walk because you've been sitting still for a long time now. And I think you need to stand up and just have a good stretch out, you can do it right now. Just stand up, have a good stretch out, and then go and get a nice glass of water, right? And have a nice glass of water, and then maybe have a little snack if you want to, because snacks are good. And then you can do whatever you want, and that's what I'm going to do in just a minute as well. But I was just giving you a little bit of advice, So yeah. Someone says he saw my concert with Stian Carstensen a few years ago, and that's super cool. Stian Carstensen is one of the coolest musicians ever, and I hope we can make music together again very soon. Yes. What's up, you guys? Yeah. If you're tuning in now, you're tuning in at the wrong moment because I'm about to go. But it's been so nice to see you all. It's been great to see you all, and yeah. And once again, if you want, what I've been doing them for the last hour is signing these posters here. And if you want one of the posters, then just go on the link in my comment, in the comment on, in the comment of on my comment thingy. But hey, look, in the meantime, just like thank you for being here, and it's really, really nice to spend some time with you, and thanks for hanging around in my life, and yeah. It's great to see you, and have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll catch you all real soon. Okay, then I'll see you soon then. Okay, bye then. Bye.